The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the holographic display materialized above the central podium, showing the sleek human vessel drifting through the outer rim of the Kepler system. For 3 cycles, they had watched this lone ship approach their sacred gathering place, ignoring all attempts at communication, its intentions as mysterious as the species that built it. Ambassador Zector of the Vorthak Confederation adjusted his crystalline breathing apparatus nervously. Honored colleagues, we have convened this emergency session because humanity has done the unthinkable. After decades of careful diplomacy, after establishing trade routes and cultural exchanges with 17 different species, they have sent exactly 1 ship to our most important summit in galactic history. His voice carried the weight of disbelief that had been echoing through diplomatic channels for days. The assembled representatives shifted uncomfortably in their various forms of seating. The ethereal luminari flickered with anxious energy, while the massive stone-like Terrans ground their surfaces in what passed for worried murmuring among their kind. At the far end of the chamber, the insectoid hive queen Exithara clicked her mandibles in a pattern that translated roughly to profound confusion. Perhaps, offered Ambassador Yilnara of the Peaceful Consortium, her melodic voice carrying across the chamber through harmonic resonance, they mean to insult us. Humans are known for their unpredictable emotional responses. Maybe this is their way of showing contempt for our alliance proposal. A rumble of disagreement arose from various quarters. The Unified Machine Collective's representative, a polished chrome humanoid designated Unit 7749, processed the suggestion through its quantum matrices before responding. Negative. Analysis of human behavioral patterns suggests this action contradicts their established diplomatic protocols. Probability of intentional insult, 12.7%. Probability of unknown strategic purpose, 73.4%. Remaining percentage accounts for what humans term going completely insane. Elder Mordak of the Ancient Celestial Navigators raised one of his 6 arms, commanding attention through sheer presence. His species had witnessed the rise and fall of countless civilizations, and his words carried the weight of eons. I have observed many species make their first contact with our greater community. Some come with massive fleets to demonstrate power. Others send elaborate diplomatic envoys to show respect. The wisest send representatives proportional to their capabilities, showing both humility and strength. He paused, his ancient eyes reflecting starlight. But never, in 3 million cycles of recorded history, has any species sent exactly 1 ship to meet 47 different civilizations. The human vessel continued its steady approach, now only 2 light minutes from the massive orbital station where the Council convened. Its design was peculiar even by human standards, more angular than their usual organic curves, with unusual protrusions that defied easy categorization. Most disturbing of all, it maintained complete radio silence despite increasingly urgent hails from the assembled fleet. Could it be a gift? Suggested Ambassador Trill of the Trade Federation, her tentacles writhing hopefully. Humans have strange customs around giving. Perhaps they are offering us this vessel as a symbol of something. Or maybe, hissed the reptilian commander SS Gatar of the warrior clans, it's a weapon, 1 ship carrying something terrible enough to threaten all of us. His scaled fists clenched as he spoke. It would be just like the mammals to try something cleverly destructive. The debate continued for precious minutes as the human ship drew closer. Theories multiplied like breeding tribbles: mechanical malfunction, political statement, religious pilgrimage, elaborate practical joke, or the most feared possibility of all, that humanity had developed technology so advanced they considered 1 ship sufficient for any task. Then, without warning, the human vessel fired. The energy discharge was unlike anything in the galactic database. Not the crude fusion blasts of primitive civilizations, nor the elegant plasma streams of the advanced races, nor even the reality-bending exotic weapons of the transcendents. This was something entirely new, a brilliant cascade of golden light that streamed from the human ship's unusual protrusions in perfect, mathematical spirals. Panic erupted across the assembled fleet. Shields powered up, weapons systems armed, and several of the more nervous species began emergency jumps to hyperspace. The warrior clans immediately moved to attack formation, while the peaceful consortium transmitted surrender frequencies on all bands. But the golden energy didn't strike any of the ships. Instead, it painted itself across the cosmic canvas in impossible beauty, forming words in the ancient sea. A celestial script that every spacefaring race could read, the mathematical language of pure meaning that transcended species barriers. In memory of all who came before, in honor of all who journey still, in hope for all who have yet to fly. The message hung in space like frozen lightning, beautiful beyond description and absolutely harmless. As the assembled delegates stared in stunned silence, the human ship finally broke its communications blackout. Galactic Council Station, this is Captain Sarah Chen of the Human Memorial Vessel Remembrance. We apologize for our delayed response to your hails. We needed to reach the precise coordinates before we could complete our mission. Her voice was warm, slightly tired, and carried an undertone of deep emotion. We hope our small gift finds you well. Ambassador Zector found his voice first, though it came out as barely more than a whisper. Captain Chen, that is, what exactly have you done? We've lit a memorial beacon, Captain Chen replied simply. Today marks the 150th anniversary of humanity's first contact with galactic civilization. We wanted to commemorate not just our own journey to the stars, but everyone's. Every species that has ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what lay beyond. Every explorer who died seeking new worlds. Every diplomat who chose understanding over fear. She paused, and when she continued, her voice carried the weight of genuine reverence. We researched the history of every species in the Council. We know about the Vorthak's lost generation, the Luminari's great dimming, the Terran's stone sleep. We know about failed colonies and successful dreams, about species that didn't make it, and those that chose to return to their homeworlds. This beacon will burn for 1,000 years, visible to anyone who passes through this system, carrying the names and stories of every spacefaring people we could find records of. The golden words in space began to shift and change, displaying the symbols and names of dozens of civilizations in their own scripts, cycling through languages both living and dead. The effect was breathtaking, a cosmic library of aspiration and achievement that honored not just the successful, but those who had tried and failed with equal dignity. Elder Mordak's ancient voice carried across the communications channel, thick with emotion his species rarely displayed. Captain Chen, such a memorial. The energy requirements alone must be staggering. How did you power such a display? We didn't come here to show off our technology, Captain Chen said softly. We came here to show off our friends. The beacon is powered by quantum resonance crystals donated by the Vorthak, guided by Luminari light-weaving techniques, and protected by Terran stone singing that will keep it stable for millennia. The Hive provided the mathematical frameworks for the script translations, while the Machine Collective calculated the optimal orbital position for maximum visibility. Even the warrior clans contributed. Their metallurgy made the beacon's core structure possible. A collective gasp arose from the council chamber as the implications became clear. This wasn't just a human project. It was a collaborative effort involving dozens of species, each contributing their unique capabilities to create something that none could have achieved alone. But why only one ship? Asked Hive Queen Xzethara, her confusion still evident in her clicked words. Such an undertaking surely deserved a grand fleet, a celebration worthy of the achievement. Captain Chen's laugh was soft and knowing. Because, Your Majesty, the memorial isn't about the size of the fleet or the grandeur of the ceremony. It's about the meaning behind the gesture. We sent one ship because this memorial represents unity, not human achievement, but galactic achievement. We're not here as the human delegation separate from everyone else. We're here as the representatives of everyone who helped make this possible. Our ship carries artifact donations from 37 different worlds, cultural recordings from species that haven't spoken to each other in centuries, and a message of hope written in a collaboration between the galaxy's greatest poets, philosophers, and machine intelligences. The beacon continued its slow rotation, and now the assembled delegates could see that its surface was covered in intricate artwork, not just human designs, but the aesthetic traditions of dozens of worlds blended into something that was both foreign and familiar to every species present. Unit 7749's mechanical voice carried an unusual warmth as it processed this revelation. Analysis indicates this action represents unprecedented interspecies cooperation. Cultural significance, immeasurable. Strategic value, incalculable. This memorial will serve as a reminder that unity produces achievements impossible for any single civilization. Ambassador Yilnara's harmonics shifted to a frequency that conveyed deep respect. Captain Chen, humanity continues to surprise us. In a galaxy where most species mark their achievements with monuments to their own greatness, you have created something that honors all of us. That's because, Captain Chen said, and her voice carried the wisdom of a species that had learned hard lessons about unity. Greatness isn't about standing above others. It's about lifting others up so they can stand beside you. We've seen what happens when civilizations turn inward, when they focus only on their own achievements and forget that the galaxy is vast enough for everyone's dreams. The memorial beacon pulsed gently, its golden light now synchronized with the natural rotation of the system's primary star, ensuring that its message would be visible from any approach vector for centuries to come. As the assembled delegates watched, smaller displays began appearing around the main beacon, holographic exhibits showing the history and culture of various species, interactive displays that visitors could use to learn about the galaxy's rich diversity. We wanted to create something that would outlast governments and treaties, Captain Chen continued. Something that would remind future generations that we were once strangers who became friends, that we overcame fear and misunderstanding to build something beautiful together. Every ship that passes through this system for the next 1,000 years will see this beacon and know that 47 different species chose cooperation over conflict, understanding over ignorance. Commander SS Gatar's aggressive posture had completely dissolved, replaced by something resembling wonder. Humans, your species continues to confound all predictions. We expected either weakness or strength, submission or dominance. We did not expect poetry written in starlight. Sir, Captain Chen replied with evident amusement, you've been talking to the wrong humans. We're the species that looked at a hostile universe and decided it needed more gardens. We're the people who invented music to fight silence and stories to fight despair. Did you really think we'd approach the greatest gathering in galactic history with anything less than our absolute best? As if responding to her words, the beacon's displays shifted again, now showing not just the names and histories of spacefaring civilizations, but their hopes and dreams for the future. Vorthak expansion plans that spoke of spreading crystal gardens across gas-giant atmospheres. Luminari poetry about bringing light to the darkest corners of space. Terran songs about finding new stones to sing with among distant stars. Each species' vision of tomorrow was represented with equal beauty and respect. The silence that followed wasn't the uncomfortable tension of the earlier debate, but the profound quiet of beings witnessing something that touched the deepest parts of their souls. Here was proof that the galaxy's diversity wasn't a source of conflict, but of unimaginable creative potential. Finally, Elder Mordex spoke, his ancient voice carrying the accumulated wisdom of eons. Captain Chen, your species has given us something precious beyond measure, not just this memorial, but a reminder of what we can accomplish when we work together. This beacon will indeed burn for 1,000 years, but its true light, the example it sets, will shine much longer. Thank you, Elder, Captain Chen replied, and there was something in her voice that suggested she understood the full weight of his words. But if I may be honest, we didn't do this just for the galaxy. We did it for ourselves too. Humanity has a saying, we are not alone. Today, surrounded by friends from across the stars, creating something beautiful together, that saying has never felt more true. The remembrance began a slow, graceful turn away from the beacon, its mission complete. As it prepared to rejoin the galactic community it had helped to celebrate, Captain Chen's final transmission carried across all frequencies. To anyone listening now or in the centuries to come, you are part of something magnificent. Your dreams matter. Your stories deserve to be told. Your journey to the stars, whether successful or still in progress, adds to the galaxy's infinite library of hope. May you find friends among the stars, as we have found in you. The human ship jumped to hyperspace, leaving behind a memorial that would puzzle and inspire beings for generations. But more than that, it left behind a reminder that sometimes the most powerful statement isn't made with the largest fleet or the most advanced weapons, but with a single ship carrying the combined dreams of an entire galaxy. In the council chamber, 47 different species sat in contemplative silence, each processing the profound shift in their understanding of what it meant to be part of something larger than themselves. The memorial beacon continued its gentle rotation, painting the cosmos with golden light, and the promise that in a universe vast beyond comprehension, no one who reached for the stars would ever be forgotten. And somewhere in the quantum resonance of the beacon's crystalline heart, the dreams of a galaxy hummed in perfect harmony, waiting to inspire the explorers who had yet to come.